In this video, you're going to see highlights of a live stream conversation I had with Terry Minix of Embassy RV, shot on location at VanFest in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. He was inside the Embassy RV Cape Cod B+, some might say a C, RV rig. We're going to cover a number of topics that were discussed in detail on the live stream. Those topics you'll see in this video include the importance of GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating, options for toilets in an RV. Viewer on the live stream asks me a fantastic question, which is, which do I prefer? The versatility of a van. Terry's going to actually give us a tour of the Cape Cod. There's no wood in an Embassy RV build out at all. There's no propane, no solar, no black tank. You're not dealing with RV dealers. My name is Scott Watson. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Go Small, Live Large, all about van life, travel destinations, owner experiences, and topics. Oh yeah. I will offer you a free 60-minute Zoom consultation. We can break. In this first segment, we're going to talk about the importance of GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating, for a motorized Class B RV. Let's get into it right now with Terry from Embassy RV. Terry, let's talk a little bit about quickly on the, you had mentioned the GVWR. This is a big thing. It's really kind of it's back to math. Maybe just help us understand what it is. And some people, well, let me put this on the screen because it's all about the weight. So there's the weight of the vehicle. There's the weight of the vehicle with all the stuff, including people, water, waste. What are the difference? Some manufacturers call the OCC, occupant, cargo, and carrying capacity. So give us a little lesson on this, then we'll have you give us a tour.
So basically, the GVWR is the weight you're not supposed to go over with cargo, occupants, everything all combined. So a transit cutaway that we're in right now is 11,000 GVWR. So occupant carrying capacity is our target to be as much on that number as you can get. And we're right around 1,100 pounds right now. With occupant carrying capacity, and that is after we fill up 36 gallons of water and fuel and 2 passengers. So that's a pretty good weight rating on a vehicle this size on 11,000 GVWR. So that's kind of, as a builder, you know, sometimes they only have 250 on their occupant carrying capacity. So, you know, the bigger that number is, the more you can put things into the beautiful storage that we give you. The vehicle in front of me is a 12,050 GVWR, I believe, cutaway Sprinter, and we are a non-wood vehicle. It is a nothing but wood vehicle, hand built. It weighs 16,000 pounds. The customer told me, and he had to beef up the suspension, all kinds of stuff to keep it from wallowing down the road. But you know, that is just dangerously over the GVWR. The little transit Connect that I looked at was probably about 2,000 over its GVWR. So he had to build up his suspension and shocks and all kinds of things to try to stabilize the vehicle. But the brakes and things aren't just meant to do that. So you still have, and that's some of the issues that I'm seeing here. Some of them are 500 over the GVWR they're admitting to me. And so you're seeing a wide range of these, and I'm not going to just say hand-built units. There's some professional people that don't pay attention to it too, so-called professionals. RVIA would not approve us if we were over GVWR and we didn't have some carrying capacity. So, you know, that's why that RVIA sticker is an important sticker for a buyer. We have to comply to RVIA, which is FMVSS rules that are the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards that are so important in compliance because it's about safety. So I can't say that enough. We know, Scott, years ago we did the Bear Cub project, and it was a horribly built vehicle by a professional company in Maryland. And I tell people here that I'm talking to that build their own unit, in that case, even though they might be over their GVWR and they did a few things like that, they cared more about their vehicle than somebody that builds that is out for the dollar and not for the customer and doesn't care at all. I still will see a better job done by these folks than I would on some of these other so-called professionals.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The weight you just kind of take for granted. Like my Winnebago Travado fully loaded, I weighed it at a one of those cat scales and was about 8,600 pounds, which is about 4 tons. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what pounds versus tons mean. And when we were doing Route 66, I had a caravan. I was the lead van, the trail master, if you will, trail boss. And I think I had 6 vans behind me. This was original Route 66 bridge. 4 tons was the limit on the bridge. And these guys were following me right behind me the whole way so we didn't get lost. And the van behind me was smart enough, the driver, to recognize what 4 tons meant. So it was one van at a time we put across the
Yeah.
bridge because I had no
Right.
clue. If we had like 4 vans on that bridge, we would have collapsed Route 66. So weight is really important
Yeah.
for structural of the roadway, in addition to stopping power and go power and fuel mileage, all kinds of
Yeah.
things, right? Safety.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, in a large vehicle like this on the same GVWR as our vans, we're in a really good capacity zone with a vehicle that's much larger than a van is, but it's all because of our aluminum composites and the care we put in building this composite body to keep it lightweight but structural. We've achieved a 17,000-pound roof crush test on this body now, which isn't demanded in the RV industry. I wish it was. It's demanded in the bus industry. When you carry multiple passengers, you have to do a roof crush test. So we build the same body on a bus body now on the Transit and on the E-Series Ford Cutaway. And for that, we had to do a roof crush test, but it's exact same as this. And we held 17,000 pounds without damage. That's really saying something in this industry. I wish everybody had to do that in the RV industry because you'd see some bad things. I mean, some of them would crush to the ground. I mean, it'd be that bad.
Yeah. If you're into van life content, this is a channel you want to subscribe to and hit the notification bell. It would be an honor to have you part of our growing community. And if you're a longtime viewer, thank you very much for watching another video. What we try and bring you is education, some entertainment to help you get more out of your van life travel. The next segment we want to get into is options for toilets in an RV. There are many. I'm very familiar with the black tank in my Winnebago Travado 59GL. It's a traditional wet flush black tank containing toilet waste RV system. But in modern RVs, you have way more waterless, dry flush options, including the Separate Tiny. Terry takes us through those options. Systems in an RV is the toilet. So you guys have you kind of forced me to do the Separate Tiny, which I fell in love with. So thank you for that. But you got some other news and some things you're kind of experimenting with. So we want to talk toilets here.
It's not as much as Embassy experience sometimes. The Separate Tiny, I believe, came from Bob and Deb Scott wanting to use that, and we brought it in for them. We've had customers send us a toilet called a Clesana, Clesana, and then another customer sent us a Wrap-On, Wrappon toilet, which now there's a Wrap-On Sunny. So they buy it and send it to us. We put it in and we give them the Labio dry flush, which one of them used at a cabin they had that they wanted a restroom at. But it's actually kind of a food processor toilet that works similar in the bag structure of a Labio. So it's a roll of bag and it goes down into the bowl and it heat seals the bag and slices it and drops that bag into a drawer on each use, and it's totally sealed and you just throw away. If you use it once, that pod throws away and away it goes. So a customer a week and a half ago or so that came in didn't eat her Jimmy John's sandwich all the way and she threw it in there and flushed it and it looks like it was ready to go in the freezer. So kind of interesting. We haven't jumped on board yet. We have to stock so much of something, we want to make sure, but I will say it shows promise. It's interesting, and here's another new facet of the toilet phenomenon in an RV that we tend to talk way too much about, but it is an important feature, and now there's a new player in the game.
Well, it's cool that Embassy listens and experiments and tries demos and then makes it available or not. You won't put a black water system in on purpose. And you have a few options for toilets, and it's try that with any other mass-produced van product, and you get what you get or you'd modify it afterwards. So I think that's one of the claims to fame of Embassy RV is it was controlled custom. I think, Terry, you called it once.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not familiar with Embassy RV, some of their claims to fame are they're all crafted in the USA in Elkhart, Indiana. There's no wood in an Embassy RV build out at all. There's no propane, no solar, no black tank. You're not dealing with RV dealers. You're doing business factory direct. And their Class B vans, they really can be very stealthy, which means they can be HOA friendly. This is the information here. You can take a look at that. And when you contact them, please tell them Scott Watson from Go Small, Live Large sent you their direction. Next segment. In this segment, Terry's going to actually give us a tour of the Cape Cod. He's doing this from his mobile phone, so it's not ideal, but I think you'll find the compelling features and design aesthetics of the Cape Cod pretty cool. Terry, it looks like you're ready to roll. Let's take a look. Yep.
Yes. So this is the coastal sand. Now we do offer the backsplash or no backsplash, which would be the light colored vinyl in place of it. So we do have both ways offering, but you see the beautiful cabinets that has the Galaxy countertop, the dark countertop with the flip up that extends the countertop. I got a little thing for VanFest here.
Yay.
So our beautiful curved wall that really opens up the living room. And then this is the new dual recliner sofa system.
That's beautiful.
And as we go back, the it's a 8.3 cubic foot refrigerator freezer, just done really well. It's insulated as good as any refrigerator can be. It's 12 volt, just does a beautiful job. There's some ice cream in there. The pantry, and this is what we started with, is a super large shower and bathroom with a wonderful sink. And you can see the adjustable shower head. And then it's got a closet in the bathroom. And then this one has a separate tiny toilet hidden behind here. And it slides out when you need to use the restroom, and it just tucks away and hides out of the way when you don't need it, which makes this just a huge shower. We have a vent in the bathroom that's very important. It really helps humidity and stuff when you're showering. And then the wardrobe cabinet. And I didn't put the custom bedding out because this is a sold unit, so it's all still in its wrap. But we give sheets, comforters, and all that with the bedding. So I have my bedding on this side just to lay on top of that. And then this is the quilted fabric that we have sewn as the cushions. The thing sitting in the middle are my donations for raffle for this. I've got a 32-inch smart TV and a single burner induction that will be raffled off this weekend here. So, and then this is the lagoon table that works really well as a, you can turn this into a dinette area or an office or anything with that table swiveling around, and it just tucks right out of your way when you're not using it. Panoramic view. I didn't open the back because it was glaring on the screen, but you can, it basically is just a beautiful view all around back here in the bedroom. Huge overhead cabinets, holds a ton of clothes, wonderful lighting. We've got controls back here in the bedroom as well, and you can do it on your iPad. Soon it will be iPhone and iPad. And then this is the convection microwave. So it does a beautiful job, and we have a huge battery system. I'll just lift up here and show that area real quick if I can with one hand.
Yeah, it's always a challenge.
Yep. So this is the electrical area, and you can see it's super clean, super tidy, and that's a massive 920 amp hour battery and a 3500 or 7000 inverter, which is as big as you can go 12 volt. It's just a really good system.
And again, Terry, just real quick, and the reason that's important, ladies and gentlemen, is because the big inverters allow you to run like the air conditioning and the microwave at the same time. Some don't have big enough, so yet the customer has to swap back and forth. Super inconvenient.
Well,
so that's why
big, and working with Mastervolt, Scott, they match this system to that microwave because it's a convection microwave, so it's going to draw a little more power. So this system's been matched up to work that just fine. 3000 would have been a little light for that. This one has two 4-aught grounds and two 4-aught positive cables going to it instead of one each. So it's just a real robust inverter system. And you'll see my little makeshift phone holder there, but I swiveled the front seats around. We do have a new monitor you'll see there, and you can see some folks standing behind. This is a 360 camera system. When you turn on your turn signal, it'll show you the left side of the vehicle in 360, right side if you're on right turns, and you can push the screen, and there's different settings. You can turn different views of it on. So that's really nice when you're driving, because you can see if somebody's next to you, and it's just a really, really nice screen to be able to have a visual all around the vehicle. So we'll step outside. This is all the electronic system, the heater, air conditioner. This one has a powered awning on it, so we wanted to show everybody we know how to do it. So we do have an awning. I haven't been able to use it at all on this trip because the winds are just incredible out here, but we do have it, and then the beautiful touch panel.
In this segment, a viewer on the live stream asks me a fantastic question, which is, which do I prefer? The versatility of a van, Class B RV, or a larger B plus or even a C for an RV? Here's my answer. Here's Roads of Life again. Okay, Scott, what would you rather have, a B or a B plus? And what would everyone watching want? That's a hard one. I'd probably go for the B just because I like the stealthiness and size of a van. But there's nothing, if you just need more space, I think Bob and Deb did this, right? They were in a transit.
We've had quite a few folks do it, and a couple that met up, Marie and Gary, I believe it is. They're keeping one of their vans, and they're actually have already ordered a Cape Cod. So, the vans are nimble. There's no doubt about it. You can go anywhere, do anything. But the Cape Cod is just so comfortable and so open. And I had a customer tell me the other day in a walkthrough, the differences is a happy marriage is being able to have space so you don't get on each other's nerves too. And that's the Cape Cod.
Yeah. And I would say that the bathroom is really important to a lot of folks, including myself. And if you really want a large bathroom, large shower in particular, the B plus is just the way to go. And I think, Terry, it's an unsung feature that there's no slide outs on the Cape Cod. A lot of these have slide outs. Now you're making the vehicle larger inside, but you're kind of compressed on the outside. And so it's another set of dynamics. Have you ever considered a slide or just an anti-slide?
I built one many years ago for a fiber optic calibration vehicle that goes around and fixes, calibrates all that equipment they use for phone companies and stuff like that. And I built a good one. Yeah, I never had an issue with it. But as a rule, the slide outs are the number one warranty issue in the RV industry. And when they get stuck out, you're not moving anymore. You can't drive down the road with the slide out. It's not going to happen. So that's the problem with them, is they leak, then they rot. They don't have a no wood feature like we have. And they're just troublesome in nature. They're making them bigger and bigger, and they got to slide evenly. If they get out of whack a little bit, they don't like it. There's just so many things that can go wrong with it. We radiused all these beautiful corners in this vehicle, and Brandon did a beautiful job creating all that structure and aluminum and stuff. And when you sit at this sofa with this radius wall behind me, it doesn't feel like you're sitting in a cubby. It just opens up the whole atmosphere of the living room, and you get to walk by each other with the drop down leaf we have on the countertop. So we made things, we created things to make this work very, very well without a slide out.
Yeah, and I think that's a good, efficient space planning. Helps you kind of avoid that.
Yes, it was our number one thing, is avoid a slide out and make this space work without it. And you literally pull off the road, and if you want to take a nap, and it's 3 seconds, and there's nothing to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
put it in
there's
the park
no
and
prep.
you're camp. It's pretty awesome.
I tell everybody, if you roll out of bed, you're not level enough. Other than that, everything's going to work fine.
And in our final segment, Terry talks about the importance of the Embassy RV Owners and Wannabes Facebook group. It's not run by Embassy RV at all. In fact, it's run and managed by Embassy RV owners. How cool is that?
And as a buyer, you get to go to the Embassy Owners and Wannabes Facebook group and get real answers from owners. It's not salespeople telling you, well, I think this is going to work and it's going to do this and it's going to do that. You get to talk to owners that's had them for years and say, no, it's really is working like that. And here's what I do. I think it's just priceless to get honest answers from owners rather than go to a car lot and get somebody trying to sell you something that day and doing everything they can do to get a deposit out of you. I say quite the opposite. When folks come in, it's your time, it's your place, it's your journey. When you're ready, you let us know. We're not going to call you every day and ask for a deposit. You know, sometimes they're a year or two out still, and that's fine. It's their journey. They get, you know, we're not going to dictate that.
Right, 100%. JB says Scott and Terry better than peanut butter and jelly. So better together. That's saying something.
That's the first time I've heard that one.
And this final thought for you is I want to thank Embassy RV for sponsoring this video and the live stream. We've been working together since 2019, and we've managed to build a great community together over the years. Here's my special offer to you. If you're shopping for a new Class B or B+, some might say C, RV, please consider putting Embassy RV on your short list. Go to embassyRV.com, click on go all the way to the bottom, fill out their form, and tell them that Scott Watson from Go Small, Live Large sent you to there. That goes into their database, and then they will contact you. And by doing so, I will offer you a free 60-minute Zoom consultation. We can break it into 2 half-hour segments or one lengthy 60-minute discussion, answering your questions about VanLife travel, safety, repairs, Embassy RV. I've actually spent quite a bit of time in an Embassy RV over the years, and that's my gift to you for making sure you mention me to Embassy RV. Thank you for watching the video. Really do appreciate it. We'd like to say journey on and peace be with you. We'll see you soon.